Naughty Dog's The Last of Us is widely considered to be one of the best games ever made, and with its sequel almost within touching distance, here's a brief recap of the story from the first game. Joel, a single dad, and his daughter Sarah live in a small suburb in Austin, Texas. Sarah is woken late one night by an urgent call from her uncle Tommy. She doesn't know what's going on, but something isn't right.
There is something bad going on.
Joel, Sarah, and Tommy drive into the city to escape, but they are hit by a car and forced to run on foot. Joel and Sarah get away thanks to Tommy's bravery, but Sarah is shot and killed by a government soldier. Cue tears. The deadly cordyceps virus has taken over the world. Joel is older, more grey, and more bitter.
I'm coming.
Joel and Tess, a partner of Joel's, meet Marlene, the head of the Fireflies, who has taken a shipment of guns that belongs to them. She promises them their weapons if they do something for her first, smuggle a package outside of the city. The cargo is a young girl, Ellie, who introduces herself warmly to the group.
Away from me!
Joel takes her to a safe house to wait for Tess while she checks out the guns back at Marlene's camp. Once Tess arrives, they leave, but are almost immediately caught. Each of them is scanned for infection, but as they get to Ellie, she attacks. She's infected, but she's also immune and a potential cure to the virus.
I ain't buying it.
They reach the Capitol building, the drop-off point, to find that the Fireflies collecting Ellie have been killed. Tess reveals that she's been bitten and convinces Joel to take Ellie to Tommy. Soldiers show up and Tess sacrifices herself to allow the two of them to escape. Joel needs a car to reach his brother Tommy, an ex-Firefly, so seeks out an old friend Bill, who owes him a few favours. They reach Bill and he agrees to help Joel look for a car and its parts.
Take all my food too while you're at it.
By the looks of it, you could lose some of that food.
Listen to me, you little...
They travel across town, find what they need, and hit the road. On their way into Pittsburgh, they are stopped by a roadblock, but Joel smells a trap. He tries to escape, but they are T-boned by a bus and crash into an old store. They escape from the bandits for now and try to make their way through the city towards a bridge in the distance, now carless. Before they reach the bridge, they are diverted by an armoured truck and into the path of two other survivors, Henry and Sam, who are also looking for the Fireflies. They wait until nightfall where they plan to make it over the bridge together. They make it, but there's no way across and are forced to jump into the river and hope for the best. The four are washed up on a beach together, now looking to find a radio tower Henry had arranged to meet at. Close to the tower, the groups are pinned down by a sniper. Joel gets the better of him, but quickly has to use the sniper himself to protect Ellie, Henry, and Sam.
Sam, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
They make it to the tower, but no one from Henry's group shows. The four continue to bond, but Sam seems off somehow. As Ellie leaves the room, Sam pulls up his trouser leg to reveal he's been bitten. Come the morning, Sam, now infected, attacks Ellie, and Henry is forced to shoot his own brother. Heartbroken by his loss, he turns the gun on himself and pulls the trigger. Joel and Ellie are now just outside Jackson County, close to Tommy and a step closer to the Fireflies. They arrive at a hydroelectric power plant, Ellie and Joel do a weird high five, and the two bump into Tommy and his new wife a lot earlier than expected.
We all gotta get wrangled up at some point.
Joel asks Tommy to take Ellie and deliver her to the Fireflies. Tommy refuses and an alarm sounds. The plant is under attack. Tommy has a sudden change of heart and decides to take Ellie. Not being too thrilled about the prospect, Ellie steals a horse and runs away. Joel and Tommy head off in pursuit and track her down at a nearby lodge. Now with Ellie, Tommy leads them to the town he and his wife have created, and Joel decides to stick with Ellie after all, with Tommy pointing them in the direction of the University of Eastern Colorado's Science Building, the location of the Fireflies.
Looks like a giant mirror, you can't miss it.
They arrive, only to learn that they've now moved to St. Mary's Hospital in Salt Lake City. Bandits looking for the Fireflies arrive, and during a fight, Joel is thrown off a balcony and onto a broken piece of metal laying below. He's dying, but Ellie drags him to safety and they ride away on their horse before he finally collapses. Now alone, Ellie is foraging for food. During her hunting, she stumbles across two strangers, David and James, who promise to trade her deer for some medicine. They are attacked by the infected but are able to hold them off. David digresses that some of his men were killed by Joel and Ellie a few weeks ago, but reluctantly gives her the medicine and lets her go.
You see, everything happens for a reason.
She travels back to where she is keeping and nursing an incredibly weak Joel. They fall asleep, but Ellie is awoken by the voices of David's men who are out for revenge. She leaves to draw them away from Joel, but is knocked off her horse and eventually captured. Joel wakes up, still badly injured, but goes out in search of Ellie. Ellie, locked up in a cell, learns that David and his group are cannibals. She escapes and manages to kill David just as Joel arrives. Joel and Ellie are now just outside Salt Lake City and close to their final destination. Joel promises to teach her how to play guitar, but after her ordeal, Ellie seems distracted. He begins to have doubts about delivering Ellie to the Fireflies, but she remains resolute.
It can't be for nothing.
After fighting some infected and nearly drowning, they reach St. Mary's Hospital under the protection of the Fireflies. Joel is reacquainted with Marlene, who tells him that Ellie is being prepared for surgery, but in order to create a vaccine, Ellie must give her life.
Find someone else.
With the prospect of losing the girl he now so deeply cares for, Joel rampages through the hospital looking for her. He arrives at the operating theatre just in time, ripping Ellie away from certain death. Just before they leave, Marlene ambushes Joel and implores him to do the right thing. Joel kills Marlene and runs.
You just come after her.
Ellie wakes up dazed and confused, asking what happened. Joel lies to her, telling her there are plenty more like her who are also immune. They arrive back outside Jackson City. Right before they reach the town, Ellie asks Joel to swear to him that everything he told her about the Fireflies was true. He does. She responds with one word,
Okay.
and we cut to black.